Good evening again and welcome. As we open this Sesshin on cultivating the empty field, I want to give us all the opportunity to open our awareness and include the body. So often awareness is identified or grabbing a hold of thought or floating around in the thinking mind, in the head. So taking a couple deep breaths, unhooking from thought, and widening the scope of awareness to include the body. Aware of the body, aware of what you are sitting on. And for now, for this moment, extend awareness to include the earth, this great earth where we are all seated. Feeling the stability, a sense of rootedness. Here at the monastery, we are held by a temperate rainforest and the floodplains of the lower Columbia. We are held by birdsong and sky, wind, and grasses. We sit on the unceded land of the Kathlama and Chinook peoples. As we settle into this week of practice, may we do so in reciprocity with the land and the beings seen and unseen who live on this land and call it home. May we practice with respect and appreciation for all, with all beings. Cultivating the empty field. This is a practice instruction that became the title of a collection of practice instructions by Zen Master Hongzhi, one of the influential voices in the Soto Zen school. Hongzhi lived out the last 30 years of his life on a mountain monastery. His teachings guide through images of the natural world. He invites us over and over again to look directly into the nature of mind, the nature of our awareness, to familiarize ourselves with the spacious clarity of mind, the spacious clarity of awareness. To cultivate land, as those who are gardeners know, takes intention, commitment seen in the form sometimes of blood, sweat, tears, labor, work. It takes intention, commitment, and love To cultivate ourselves too takes intention, commitment, and love. Cultivating the empty field, what is it that we are cultivating here during Sesshin in a life of practice? What is this empty field? The empty field of mind's nature, the empty field of the self. We sense this, don't we? That who we think we are is not the whole of who we actually are. That who we think we are is always limited, bound by thoughts, ideas, expectations. Yet we sense that we are more than these thoughts that whiz by or sometimes appear to linger, more than our fears, anxieties, plans, future thinking, past resentments, more than our best judgments, our best arguments, our most heroic judgments. We are more than this body with its aches and discomforts, its shimmer of sensations. We are more than our grumpiness, our distrust, our distractions. You fill in the blank. Sesshin allows us to return to the essence of who we are, to the essence of who we are. And we have the support in Sesshin of collective intention, of these other sincere humans, both here at the monastery and the 13 members of our Zoom Sangha, who are also committed to Sesshin this week. Each person's intention, commitment, and love makes this sacred vessel of Sesshin. And so we have the unique opportunity to disidentify with the roles and identities we play out in our careers, our relationships, our lives. Here, now, we have the opportunity to be ourselves, our natural, unadorned selves. We have the opportunity to come to know ourselves as the vast, empty, spacious field of mind's awareness itself, the empty field that hosts this life and all its color, its splendor, its beauty, its pain, its struggle, its challenge. The empty field must be recognized. We can come to know ourselves as this empty field. Hongzhi says, the empty field cannot be cultivated or proven. The empty field cannot be cultivated or proven. From the beginning, it is altogether complete, undefiled and clear to the bottom, where everything is totally sufficient, Attain the pure eye that illuminates thoroughly, fulfilling liberation. Enlightenment involves enacting this. Stability develops from practicing it. Birth and death originally have no root or stem. Appearing and disappearing originally have no defining signs or traces. The empty field of mind's nature is not foreign to us. It is the nature of our mind, the nature of your mind. While it cannot be thingified, it can be known to us through our direct experience. It is the most intimate experience that we know, that we can know. As knowing awareness itself, you are aware and you can verify this. When we step back from the content of the mind, the surface waves of thought and distraction, we can see the flowing nature of awareness, the empty yet aware nature of mind. Here, Hongzhi says, here, everything is sufficient. Sometimes we call this peace, contentment, joy, ease. The nature of mind is not in opposition to anything, can hold any duality, disagreement, limiting belief, and says yes and, yes and. The empty field is not static, flowing as presence, flowing as your life in awareness, your life as awareness. Hongzhi says, today is not your first arrival here. Today is not your first arrival here. Your mind awareness has been with you from the beginning, functioning freely, open and spacious, clear to the bottom. Awake awareness. You are never apart, never separate from the spacious clarity of your own awareness, your own mind. To begin Sesshin, we craft this sacred vessel. We agree to some guidelines in order to create safety and flow together harmoniously. This is a unique opportunity to let go or to see into the ways that we try to control reality, the ways that we try to get something out of our experience, to make something happen, to get approval. All this is activity of reaching outside of ourselves for something else. All this activity of reaching outside of ourselves for something else. It's exhausting. It takes energy to get approval, to be liked, to try to fix the past, to try to control the future. It takes energy to maintain this illusion of a separate self, to uphold the standards of the I, me, mine function of the self. In Sesshin, most of our day-to-day activities, things are taken care of. Somebody's cooking for us, someone's cleaning the toilets, someone's telling us when to wake up and where to go. So that our sole task can be attention. Our sole task is simply to pay attention to present moment experience. Then we have this opportunity to, instead of identifying with thoughts, judgments, painful sensations, dramas, distractions, we can instead look into them, see into their nature, What is the nature of thought? The nature of a body sensation, the nature of an uncomfortable emotion. What are they made of? Hongzhi says, open-minded and bright, without defilement, simply see into and drop off everything. Open-minded and bright, without defilement, simply see into and drop off everything. Practice, whatever practice method you are doing, practice starts with presence. When we drop into presence, into present moment experience, into this breath, this body sensation, this sound, when we drop into awareness of what is actually happening, we drop off identification with the surface of mind, with the wily ego and its thoughts. We drop off what is extra. Everything we think we are, everything we think we know. And we drop into presence. We become the whole ocean, not just the surface waves. For those of you who this is your first Sesshin, and for those of us who are seasoned at Sesshin, it's good to remind us that when we think ahead, when we count the hours or the days or the minutes or the seconds of Sesshin, Sesshin can feel very long and boring and laborious. Sesshin is practiced through presence. Anything that is said or pointed to, any teaching given, needs to be applied and practiced now. Now, here, in this moment of experience. Through sensory experience, whatever your method is, breath, body sensations, sound, through the senses, we contact present moment experience directly. It is in presence that we come to know ourselves. It is only in presence where awareness is recognized. It is only in presence that we can cultivate the empty field of true nature, true home. Hongzhi says, silently dwell in the self. In true suchness, abandon conditioning. Silently dwell in the self. In true suchness, abandon conditioning. Let the silence that we practice together be a refuge. Let the outer silence that we practice together echo inside. Recognize the pool of silence that rests right below the surface of the chattering mind. This is how we cultivate the empty field, how we free ourselves from our conditioning, how we open the all-inclusive heart that can embrace, that does embrace everything that arises. Today is not your first arrival here. Please appreciate this opportunity to come home to yourself, to recognize and come to know the empty field of your awareness. Sesshin practice, life practice, living only happens here, only happens now. To be present with our life is what we are supporting each other in doing. To be present with our life is what we are supporting each other in doing. Let whatever practice you are doing be your anchor in present moment experience. Let it guide you into presence. I want to offer a couple of additional practice instructions as we embark on this journey of awareness together. First, settling into the body. No matter what your practice is, it starts in the body. Taking the backward step out of the thinking mind and settling down into the body, feeling the body from the inside. Relaxing into embodied experience. And let your senses be open. Be clear about what method you are using, and return to it when you notice that attention has collapsed around a thought, a sensation, an emotional tone, feeling. Come back to being aware, present, and then anchor again in the method. Sesshin happens only now. This breath is Sesshin. This breath is Sesshin. It's one breath at a time. One sensation at a time, one sound at a time. So stay with your method, be aware, relax, be aware, appreciate, be aware. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to be. Hongzhi reminds us, emptying one's sense of self-existence is wondrous. Emptying one's sense of self-existence is wondrous.